on our end, and then I'm going to tilt the camera down so you can kind of see the action of the game as we're going here. So let me tilt the camera down, and Josh can kind of walk us through an explanation. In fact, I'm actually going to follow along. So how do we play this game?
Well, hopefully you play this game badly, and I do really well. That would be a huge confidence booster for me. What's our record on streams? I think we're tied.
About tied, yeah. This is the tiebreaker.
No. This is just for fun.
All right.
All right, so how do you play after the Empire? Well, I gave you kind of the rough overview a minute ago. What I'll tell you is that structurally, this game functions kind of similarly to Champions of Midgard. You have a worker placement phase followed by a combat phase. The way it actually plays is a lot different, and I printed you out a little cheat sheet so that you can follow along here.
Oh, good.
So every round we're going to start by getting income. Income is based on how many castle structures we have standing. So right now we both have a base income of 4. But as we add on turrets, we'll increase that income, and as invaders tear down our walls, that income will fluctuate. So every round starts with income, and then we determine the turn order based on how much money we have. If you have less gold, you will go first. And then we do our worker placement phase. So worker placement is standard worker placement. We've got all these worker placement spots on the board. We've also got some worker placement spots in front of you. So your cards can have worker placement spots on them. And some of these cards have mixed actions. You'll see that they have spots for workers, but they also have a, what should we call that? Let's call it exhaust. They have an exhaust icon that indicates that you will rotate your card in order to get that effect. I think there's another word for it, but I'm pretty sure it's been established we're not allowed to use that word.
Yeah.
In any case, so we'll do a worker placement phase, and then we'll move on to combat. Combat in this game is one of the most fascinating aspects of it. At the end of each round, we will reveal some number of these cards that will be invaders coming to invade us, and then based on the side that has the red stripe on it, it will tell you what direction they're coming from. So this says that there's 2 coming from the, this board is inverted to us, so that's 2 coming from the east, and this is 1 coming from the south, and this is 1 coming from the north, and then this is another 1 coming from the east. And they'll resolve in different ways, and we'll kind of go through that, but it will say, get X many dudes on this side of this type. And so you'll end up with something looking like this that you'll have to fight off.
Got it.
I'm going to give you the big overview, and then we're going to get down into the crunchy, how all of this stuff works.
Yep.
After combat, we will give a flag to the player that has the most money and did not get sacked. And that's going to be a permanent point, because your gold track down here is both your score and your threat level, right? The more gold you've got, the more invaders are going to hit you, and you'll see that these cards have multiple tiers on them. So this guy says, you're going to fight 1 archer if you have 2 or more gold, 3 archers if you have 14 or more, and then 2 swordsmen and 4 archers if you have 30 or more. So that's going to vary, and the board kind of indicates that down there. You see little halos around the even numbers. Every time you cross one of those thresholds, life gets a little bit harder for you. When you cross the 10, 20, and 30, life gets a lot harder for you, and then from 40 on to the end of the track, the game can't get any harder. I think you'd be hard-pressed to survive at that level, so
yeah,
be careful. In any case, after combat phase, we'll give a flag to the wealthiest unsacked player. We've got farms on our board here, which will produce food for us, assuming that they haven't been burnt down by invaders. And then we'll feed our troops, which are going to be these red cubes for this game. And that's kind of the round overview.
Okay.
Now we'll talk about the spots in particular, and as we talk about some of the spots, we'll go into more detail about what the stuff does.
Got it.
Okay, so the quarry, mine, and woodmill are your basic resource acquisition spots, right? Head to the quarry and get 3 stone, head to the mine and get 2 iron, head to the woodmill and get 5 wood. You want those resources so that you can reference your little cheat sheet over here that tells you how you can spend those resources on building parts of your castle. So if you have no wall in a place, you're going to be looking at those prices as they are. So for example, it says spend 3 stone to build spend 3 wood to build a wood wall. And then it says spend 4 stone and 2 wood to build a stone wall. Those prices are if you have nothing. So I would build this. If I have nothing, But if you are upgrading from wood to stone, you'll ignore that wood cost.
I got it.
So that would just be 4 stone for you.
Okay.
The other costs are turrets, three wood for a, for a wood turret, and 3 wood, 4 stone, 1 iron for a stone turret.
Let's show off some of the turrets. Those are going to go on the corners of the board,
There.
corners of the castle. So if I had a stone turret over here, then I would have something defending on this side. And I'll actually bring the camera over, kind of show that off a little bit. Again,
Yep, and we'll talk about those more in detail when we get to combat. But turrets are really cool because they're on the corners, they attack both of the adjacent fields. So wood turrets will end up taking 1 invader in each adjacent field. Stone turrets will take 2 invaders in each adjacent field. So those do a lot for your defenses.
excellent.
Okay, so resources are primarily used for that. You're also going to use them to build these buildings. So buildings and refugees are the ways that you kind of build an engine and differentiate your fiefdom from my fiefdom. And as the cards come out, we'll talk about what they do, but we'll just go ahead and grab one. For example here, Old John's Forge says he costs 2 wood and 3 stone, and you can take this exhaust action. He will produce for you 1 iron and 1 mercenary.
I'll show that off to the camera here really fast.
Sure.
Woo, there's Old John's Forge. So you can see the exhaust cost on the bottom, the cost on the top left, and some of them have victory points that they'll get you at the end of the game, effectively. Yes,
Yeah, many of them do in the top right. I think Old John's Forge is a 0 because he's quite a powerful effect. The Farrier is a 1, and they range anywhere from 0 to 3 gold value. Getting those guys not only gives you cool powers that makes your fiefdom different than my fiefdom, they provide gold that is more protected than your wealth over there, because acquiring this gold value functionally is more wealth for you, but it isn't raising your threat level. And then if you end up getting sacked, you're not going to lose all of the wealth you've accumulated in your buildings, but you will lose a large percentage of the wealth you've accumulated on the board. And we'll talk about that when we get to combat.
Got it.
So 3 basic resource spaces, and this is generally what you need the resources for. Buildings we just talked about, and we'll at the start of the game go over what each of the cards that is out does.
Yep.
But let's talk about the refugees next, because they function very similarly to the building cards, except they never have a resource cost. They always cost you some combination of food and gold.
Okay.
So basically the idea is that these refugees are fleeing from the fallen empire, and you bring them in, you feed them, you provide something to get them set up, and then they provide a service for you. So we've got, let's see, a watchman and a mason out there. So one of them is going to help you build, one of them is going to help you scout, and then they function functionally the same as buildings. Some are tap, some are always on. Ooh, exhaust. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone.
Some are always on, and we'll talk about those when they come out too.
Next time, just do this. Just like a little tap.
Just one of those.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do it.
But just don't say it, and then we
Okay.
can't get sued.
It's very confusing. Okay, so the traveling merchant is a space that lets you buy or sell resources. Oh, it's got a couple of tokens on here that don't need to be here. Lets you buy or sell resources. There's a gold cost for what you get, or a resource cost for what you sell it for. It's one of those things that, like, I should point out to you. Why would I buy resources when I can just pick them up for free? Well, I mean, the answer is twofold. 1, there's not always going to be enough spaces to go around. And 2, managing your threat is important. Sometimes you want to spend those victory points because you're going to get more value out of spending gold and building defenses than you are not spending it and then getting sacked by invaders.
Sure. Getting sacked is not ideal in this game.
It's not ideal. It's painful. You can recover from it, but just like if you had a real fiefdom, having it burned down would not be great.
No, not typically.
All right. The tax action is going to allow you to tax the citizens of your fiefdom, either for money or food. So for food for taking the tax action, or for gold and a mercenary, because mercenaries always come a-running when they know that you've got gold to spend.
Yep.
The scout action is, well, it's complicated because it deals with combat, but when you take a scout action, you're going to get 3 of these scout tokens, and then you're going to draw 2 of these secret objective cards and choose one to keep, and then put the other one back on the bottom of the deck.
End game points, potentially, if you get those.
Yes, and we'll go ahead and I'll give you one now, because we're each going to start the game with one anyway.
I'm going to show the stream my secret objective,
Okay.
but I'm definitely not going to tell Josh what it is.
No, you shouldn't tell me.
So this is what I'm trying to do over the course of this game right now. Josh doesn't know.
I don't.
Don't tell Josh.
Don't tell me. I'm getting a call. Hold When you take the scout action, you'll get 3 of these scout tokens, and then you'll add another secret objective. The scout tokens are handy when it comes to combat. I'm just going to put this one in here, and we'll talk about how it works when we talk about combat.
Sure.
And that's generally what you're going to do with them anyway. You're going to drop them in with your troops so that you remember to use them when it's time to use them. All right, that's covered this half of the board. Traveling merchant, buildings we've covered. Mercenary camp is where you can go to hire new troops. So you can pay 5 gold for 3 troops or 3 gold for 5 mercenaries. The difference between troops and mercenaries is that troops are the red guys, and they're permanent, so they will stay with you all game. You will feed them every round. And also cards that boost the abilities of your force will only apply to your troops, right? If you have an archery camp, it's not going to help your mercenaries because those guys are just here for the job.
Yep.
Mercenaries you're going to get more of when you hire them, but they're only going to stay for 1 battle. At the end of that combat, they're going to leave.
Peace.
You're not going to have to feed them, but if you want them to come back, you're going to have to hire them again.
Okay.
So that's the difference between troops and mercenaries, and that covers all of the spaces on the board. Now let's talk about some big picture stuff, and then we'll come back to combat.
And wait, can we play through Season 1 and then get to combat at the end of that round? Or does that make no sense?
No, I mean, we could, but I feel like I should prepare you for it.
No,
and
it's fine.
We'll go through it again anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so the combat is actually, it escalates in this game. So you can play an easy mode, a normal mode, or a hard mode in this game by changing how many of these cards you fight and when. We're going to play on normal.
Okay.
Which is to say, in the first round, there will be 1 invader, and the first invader in this stack is always face up.
Got it. So we'll know what's coming.
Yep, we know what's coming. We know what's coming and when. There's 1 guy coming, and if we don't get at least 8 gold, he's not going to hit us anyway.
Okay.
In round 2, we'll have 2 invaders. In round 3, we'll have 3 invaders, and from round 4 on, we'll have 4 invaders.
And this is a 7-round game.
This is a 7-round game. Yep.
Yep.
And we'll always have 1 of these siege cards, which can provide additional invaders. Siege cards will target 1 of 3 groups of people. It will hit nobody. They'll always hit you with their effect, but they'll bring additional troops, either to nobody, to everybody, or to only the wealthiest player.
Okay.
So being in the lead does give you a bigger target in the form of invaders and siege cards, but it also gets you these flags, which, as we talked about, are permanent points. They can never be lost. We're going to talk about combat and what happens when you get sacked now, because I don't want to miss it and then have you tell me that I forgot something.
That's fair.
That's why I crushed you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to crush me, Andy. Let me be clear. On previous streams, I've been at least reasonably confident I might do okay. I might win, I might lose, but I have a feeling this is going to be a disaster. This will be an epic lesson in what to do and what not to do.
I don't know that that's true because I have a really bad record in this game.
Oh, no. Okay.
Because I have trouble sticking with just one strategy, and I want to do all the things because all the toys are so cool.
Tom had a quick question. Tom was saying, 2-player game. Yes, we are in fact playing this 2 players. It does handle up to 4, but we're playing this with 2. So some of these spaces on the board that say 3+ or 4, we won't actually have access to over the course of the game.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about combat. When it's time to do combat, when we're done with worker placement, we move on to combat. Before we reveal any of these cards that would be face down, we're going to assign our troops to a location on our wall.
Okay.
So all we have right now is this knowledge that the hordes are coming, so we're much more likely to put our guys over here. The scouting tokens are an interesting mechanism because these are going to be used after we revealed all these cards to then move some number of guys that you've already assigned.
In this case, 3.
Yes, in this case 3. And I got this from taking that scout action earlier, but you can get them from buildings or refugees as well. The Watchman, for example, gives you a scout. So after we've assigned our guys, we'll go ahead and reveal all these cards. We'll put down the units where they come from, and we'll go ahead and reveal these, for example. So Hordeman would say, for anybody that had at least gold, we would put 3.
Yep, so let's show off that card. Come a little bit closer. Here's the Hordeman as an example.
Yep. So that guy says anybody who has 8 or more is going to put 3 soldiers and 1 archer at whatever the orientation tells us to. In this case, it's coming from the north.
Yeah.
And then,
That one.
the trebuchet here says anybody who has 9 or more, the trebuchet will do 2 damage to their structures. And so these target your turrets first if you have any, and then they target your walls. So in this case, if I have 9 or more, I take 2 damage to this wall because I have no turrets. Additionally, it says that the leader receives extra units equal to the round number. So if I were in the lead, I would also get another invader coming from the same side as my trebuchet.
Got it.
Yep. So that's how combat's going to resolve, and obviously that will become more and more overwhelming as we get more cards and more guys.
Sure.
So don't forget to defend your stuff. Okay, the way that combat actually works, we're going to have an archery phase, which I'm going to go ahead and throw a turret down here, for example. An archery phase during which your archers and their archers, as well as your turrets, fire. So my turrets are going to take out one guy in each space here, and my units are going to each take out one guy here. So I've got 4 units over here. I'm going to kill 2 of them. They also have an archer, so they're going to wound one of my soldiers.
Got it.
Yep. So this would come down to 2 of those. Then we have a movement phase where I can move my guys around the wall if I want to. If they had destroyed my wall, they would move inside during the movement phase. In this case, they haven't. And then we move on to melee. Melee is them dealing damage to whatever is right in front of them. So in this case, the wall. 1 damage takes out this cube. The 2nd damage removes the wall.
Got it. And now this is open.
Right. And my guy who is on this wall just kind of falls down into the center.
He's not hurt.
He's not hurt.
Not
He's
yet.
just here.
Yeah.
Yep. So then we would repeat that section, right? We would go back to archery. There's nobody to kill over here. There's nobody to fight over here. Then movement. These guys would walk in.
Yep.
And then 1 for 1, we'd do melee. So I'd take out him. He'd take out him. And if ever we get to the end of a melee phase and there's still guys in here, you've been sacked.
So there's a guy left inside the a little swordsman coming to wreck shop.
Exactly. Yep. Sacking will reduce your gold value. On the board down here, you can see that there are little red numbers just above.
Bring this closer
the
just
gold value.
as an example.
So we're going to say I was at 9 for this, and that's how I got hit by all the things that I got. So if I got sacked here at 9 gold, this would say go down to 5. So some of my stuff got stolen by the guy sacking me. In addition, I will have potentially have acquired buildings and refugees. When you get sacked, you will damage one of your buildings by putting one of these damage markers on them, and you will wound one of your refugees by putting one of these wound markers on them. What that means is, if they previously provided end game gold, they're not going to give you any. But that can be repaired. And so we'll talk about that in a second when we talk about these 3 remaining worker placement actions that I foolishly ignored.
Excellent.
But that's combat. When you get sacked, you wound a guy, you damage a thing, you lose some gold. What you get in consolation is a couple of your locals are willing to fight next turn, so you throw 2 mercs in here, and everybody puts in a little extra effort, so you get one of these neutral workers for the next turn.
1 additional.
Yep. So generally it's pretty easy to get out of the hole when you've been sacked. It doesn't really make it any less painful, and it's incredibly difficult to try and use this to your advantage. Usually the cost that you pay for getting sacked is not worth the extra guy in the mercenaries. So
Yep.
I advise against pursuing that. Okay, so that's how sacking works. Now let's talk about these last couple actions, which I missed when we were talking about worker placement.
Which one are we doing first?
Well, we're going to start with the barracks.
All right, barracks.
The barracks is actually missing an icon.
Excellent.
So sadly, you're going to have to remember a piece of this. The barracks says you can place a worker there and he will heal up to 4 of your wounded troops. Additionally, the barracks has an exhaust action that allows you to spend an iron on creating a new troop.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the icon that's missing from this latest round of cards.
What's next?
The granary
Yep.
allows you to place 1 worker on here to sow 2 farms and protect 2 farms. So one thing that we didn't talk about is in combat, when soldiers attack, they will burn down your farms. Our farms all start on level 1. They can potentially go to level 2. And they're going to produce food for us every round based on what level they're on, right? A level 1 produces 1, a level 2 produces 2, and a thing that is absent produces nothing. So taking the granary action allows you to sow 2 farms, which means turn them from 0 to 1 or turn them from 1 to 2. And it allows you to protect 2 farms by putting these protect tokens on them. You don't have to protect the same ones that you flipped, but you may. And the protect token says, even if there are soldiers here during combat, they will not burn down this farm for 1 round.
Good.
Yep. So granary lets you flip and protect your farms, and additionally, it has an exhaust action that says you can spend a food to heal a wounded soldier.
Okay.
So I'm much more likely to spend a food to heal this one guy than I am to take the barracks action and waste a whole guy on him. But when I have a bunch of stuff wounded, I'm going to take that. The last thing we've got is a stockpile, and I saved that for last because it is the action that encompasses the most. So taking the stockpile action is basically the action that says, I'm going to play with my stuff now. It's the action that lets you spend your resources to build pieces of your castle, to build new turrets, to repair anything that's been damaged.
As many times as you want.
As many times as you want.
Got
it's
it.
the action that lets you repair your buildings which have been damaged for the cost of 1 iron.
Okay.
It lets you heal refugees which have been wounded for the cost of 2 food. So all of that stuff is this action, and sometimes you will skip this action because you're okay and you would like to use your stuff to do something else, but otherwise you're generally going to want to try and save this as your last action so you don't end up losing any tempo when you're trying to take this stuff on the board.
Okay.
Okay. Little strategy tip for you.
Thank you. It will not save me.
We'll see. All right, so I'm going to put my castle back together here.
Yeah, get rid of. You don't get that protect token. You don't get to start off with a
I
little.
don't get level 2 farms. I don't get protect token.
Do I have
I
2
don't
of
get
these
this
troops to
turret.
start off with?
You do. You start off with 2 troops in the center.
There
You
you
also
go.
start off with resources. You've got 3 wood, 2 stone, 1 iron, and 4 food.
Yep.
All right. The last thing I'll tell you is, after combat, after we check for flags, when our farms are going to make stuff, we're going to make food and feed our troops. If you can't feed your troops, you have to buy them rations. Rations are 2 gold per troop. So if they eat through all your food and they still haven't finished eating, they'll start eating your money.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound super healthy.
It's not great.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to spend your money on food for them,
Got it.
but they're going to eat your money.
Okay.
Yeah. So try to feed them, or ignore your farms, and I'll laugh as they eat your money.
Don't do that. Don't laugh at me.
Man, I don't know that I've covered everything, but I think I've covered enough to get started.
Let's do it. So, be first player.
You've randomly assigned me as first player.
Sure.
Yeah, so here's how that works, actually. I'm going to choose one of these starting refugees, and these refugees have an initiative number on them.
Ah.
So based on that value, it's actually going to determine the start line.
Oh man.
So I could take the Oxcart Teamster and guarantee that I go last.
Well, don't do that.
I won't do that. I'm going to take the Ranger,
Gold tracker.
which guarantees that I go first.
Good.
And so my ability is going to be once per round, I can activate my Ranger in order to get a scout token and protect a farm.
Okay.
And I'm going to be able to do that every round. I'll give you kind of the brief overview of these guys. Ledgerman lets you, he basically saves you money. He gives you a discount on a bunch of different board actions.
Okay.
And then gets you more money when you take actions to give you money. Lady Sarah lets you heal your troops and bring in mercenaries. The Foreman gives you a discount on buildings, and the Oxcart Teamster gives you a bonus on the resource acquisition player spaces. So for a new player, Lady Sarah and the Oxcart Teamster are probably the thing that are going to make the most sense.
Oh, I was going to go Ledgerman. That's interesting.
I mean, you can take the Ledgerman.
Oh, so many choices.
Yeah.
Woodmill Wood.
The Ledgerman is one of my favorite characters to play, but because he gets so many discounts, he generally plays in a higher threat range than the other players.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's difficult for him to spend his money. It's easy for him to get his money.
Got it. I have a feeling that I'm going to need more and more troops. So I'm going to take Lady Sarah.
Yep, and Lady Sarah and the Oxcart Teamster are good for starting players because they both play to 2 parts of the combat strategy. She's the have troops and take care of them character, and he's the build a really cool castle as quickly as possible. So this guy can get you to structural defenses really quickly. She gets you to troop defenses more
I'm going to show off these 2 cards so folks know what we're talking about from
Oh, this is the Oxcart
iconography.
Teamster. Oh, you're taking mine.
No, I'm taking
Right.
yours. I took the Ranger and I took Lady Sarah.
You want people to know what we're playing.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right there. Perfect. So those are the 2 cards. Again, Josh has the Ranger. I have Lady Sarah. Worth knowing again, art, graphics, just about everything we're showing you. Not quite final. So there you are.
It's all getting closer by the day.
It's closer every single day. We take steps, but it's not there yet.
When you picked your starting refugee, did you consider your secret objective?
I did not.
Excellent. Me neither, actually. I just realized.
Excellent.
There was a much better option for me. I'm going to get it anyway.
There was a better option for me too, in thinking about it now. That's all right. The stream knows there was a better option for me.
All right. So I've gone ahead and reset up the stuff that we used, for example, for combat. And now that we've picked our characters, I am the starting player and you are the second player. And we'll talk about what these buildings do. So the Farrier is a building that lets you take an action to get 5 scout.
Okay.
Old John's Forge is an activate to get 1 iron, 1 mercenary.
You've told me Old John's Forge is pretty good.
It's really good. And the Garrison gives you 2 troops when you acquire it, and then also has an activated effect that heals 2 troops.
Okay.
Then down here we've got the Mason and the Watchman. The Mason gives you a permanent discount. He says all of your buildings and all of the structures that you build for your castle cost 1 stone less.
Pretty good.
Yep. And then the Watchman is an activated character for a scout action.
Okay.
Yep. All right, and then we've got these new guys coming up here, so
Just 1 though.
just 1.
Archers.
Yep. Archers that don't hit you unless you have 8 gold.
That's fine.
And then we'll have this thing as a secret. We don't know if that's coming. And then we're off.
All right.
So the structure of a round,
Yep.
we start with income. And we each have a castle built of 4 structures. So now we are at 5 and 6 gold respectively.
Okay.
And I get the first action because I'm lower on gold, so the player order is appropriately represented. All right, what do I want to do? Let me look at my secret goals here for a second. Let me look at those archers. Let me look at my choices. Oh golly. I think I'm going to take the quarry action
Okay.
and pick up 3 stone.
3 stone. You got them.
I got him.
I'm going to come over. Can I afford that? I cannot afford that. That's a shame. But if I go there, if I go to the building space, oh, you can afford it anyway. Well, it doesn't really matter then. I was gonna try and get in your way, but
You wanted me to go first.
I didn't want you to go first.
This is what happens.
Mistakes were made.
The first player gets first pick.
That's true. I am going to. Let's see. I have 2 troops. I could get some more troops. I could get a whole big chunk of wood. I am going to go over to the refugee space and get myself a little bit of scout. So I'm going to pay 2 wood, 1 gold. So I'll drop down on the gold track by 1. And I have a watchman. Did I do that correctly?
You did, but that icon is not wood, it's food.
Oh,
You pay your refugees in food and gold.
Whoopsie doopsies. Thank you. I will pay my 2 food. And I paid it.
Excellent.
So here's the watchman for folks to see. This is what will win me the game.
I was interested in that guy. I'm disappointed that you
Good. Excellent. I'm glad you're disappointed.
Yeah, sounds like you. All right, well you didn't take the resources that I need for Old John's Forge, so I'm in no rush to get it.
Yeah.
I'll jump down here and take 5 wood.
Good chunk of wood.
It's a good chunk of wood.
All right. And I was supposed to start with. I know I accidentally paid in wood, but how many wood should I have had at the start?
You have 1 iron, 2 stone, 3 wood, 4 food.
All right. Then
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm good. It's fine. I am going to come over here and get 4 more food. Stock back up on food.
Excellent. And then I'm going to go ahead and take Old John's Forge now.
Not Old John's Forge.
2 wood and 3
Show
stone.
off your new acquisition.
Sadly, that's not worth any end game points for me.
There's Old
but
John's Forge.
The ability is so good, I don't care. And then, as part of my turn, I'm going to go ahead and activate my Ranger and Old John's Forge. So I'm going to take this Mercenary, I'm going to take this Iron, I'm going to take this Scout token, and I'm going to protect one of my farms. It's really a gamble here, because I know these guys aren't coming to get me.
Yep.
But these guys might be, and I don't know what side they're coming from.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go ahead and protect my north side, because it's where my gate is, which is the weakest of my 4 walls. So put a little extra defense on that side.
All right.
All right.
I am going to tap Lady Sarah and get myself a mercenary.
I was reaching for you, but you've got your own supply.
I have my own little stack of mercenaries. So I now have 2 troops and 1 mercenary. And then I have this 3rd worker, and I don't need to build anything from the stockpile right now, I don't think. I'm pretty confident no one's going to come mess with my stuff. So let's see. I could sink in some money into something. I could just get some iron. I think I'm going to go here and get some iron for the future. So
So you've got 2 iron for that.
I get 2 iron.
You have a supply of your own of that too, but it's fine.
Whatever. Where is it? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, it's
Where
way
your
over
targets.
there. Okay, got it.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff on this table.
I know. I split everything up around both sides to make life easier for you.
That does make sense. I appreciate you. You're very generous, and I'm very unobservant.
All right. So we've reached the end of worker placement. So now we move on to combat, which
Yep.
starts by assigning your troops to where you would like to assign them.
I'm going to put 2 of them on this weak wall, and I'm going to put 1 of them on the south wall.
And it's worth noting that the troops that come with these cards are always going to be equal to the round number.
Okay.
So they're going to get more powerful as the game goes on. Right now, the worst they're going to do is send you 1 extra guy.
Okay.
So archers come, nobody is at 8 gold, so those archers are going to skip by both of our fiefdoms.
We're
and
not
go
wealthy
somewhere else.
enough, yeah.
Exactly. And then we've got a catapult. We're wealthy enough for the catapult.
Oh no.
So there's a catapult coming from the west, catapult coming from our west. It's going to do a damage for anybody who has 2 or more gold. It's going to start with your turrets, and then it's going to hit your walls.
Ow.
So,
That's where my gate is.
so don't actually put that in the supply.
Oh,
Put this back in your stockpile.
okay.
Yeah, you're going to reuse the timbers when your stuff gets broken down.
Got
so
it.
you're never going to lose.
It's scrapped.
Right. You're going to lose these resources in the acquisition of these things, right? But you're not going to get them in the destruction of them.
Got it.
And anytime you build over something that you own, you get those resources back too. Okay, so we've each taken a damage from the catapult, and then it says there's no surge, so no extra guys are coming. So first combat was easy.
Yeah,
We survived.
no problem.
You spent $1, which made us tied for first,
Yep.
which means we each get one of these flags.
Aha.
So here's a 1 permanent point for you, and I'll take 1 from the supply. Boom.
There we go.
That's round 1.
All right, take
Make
oh,
your food.
Yep.
Uh,
So let's see. I need to pay 2 food for each of my troops, or sorry, 1 food for each of my troops. So 2 food total.
Yep. So you're gonna make 4 and spend 2. So ultimately you're gonna make 2.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm gonna do the same. Make 4, spend 2. Ultimately
Got it.
I'm gonna make 2. You're not feeding the mercenary because he's just gonna leave.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye,
And
friend. Thanks for the help.
I'm also gonna lose this scout token because I didn't use it. It only lasts for 1 round.
All right. Any of these folks come unexhausted?
Yes, everybody comes unexhausted. So we fed our troops, and now we kind of reset everything. So our troops become unexhausted. We get all our guys back. We'll advance the season track. And then we'll get our income. Our income didn't change, so we each got 4. So we've gone from 5 to 9.
Uh-oh.
And turn order doesn't change because our relative positions did not change. Oldest one of the cards in each of these decks will be discarded. So we're going to lose the Farrier, and we're going to lose the Mason.
All right. Let's
And-
show folks what's coming out of the decks as they come out.
Sure. So I'll set them up, and then you can take them on.
So we have our 2 new refugees are General Stark and the Cook. The Cook appears to, you can exhaust it to get 2 food.
Yep.
And General Stark you can exhaust to gain 2 scout. So a better version of my Watchman.
Agreed. Well, a more effective version of your Watchman.
Certainly.
Your Watchman is going to provide you with some endgame gold, and General Stark isn't.
Also, Watchman's got a fantastic mustache.
That does help.
Yes.
And actually, these random is random, but they came out this way.
Got it.
You want to show people the Postern Gate and the Vineyard?
I do.
Excellent.
So Postern Gate and Vineyard. There they are. What do these do?
The Postern Gate is a card that you can exhaust during combat to kill any 2 invaders.
Nice.
And I don't know what the other one is.
The Vineyard,
The Vineyard gives you
it reduces cost on refugees.
It gives you a discount on refugees.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're happy to just come and live in a place where you make great wine.
Oh, did I do it again?
You did it again.
What are the odds? 25%.
With you, 100%.
100%. Excellent.
So take back your workers, put them in your worker spots. We've advanced to round 2. I'm the starting player again. We'll go ahead and reset up these things. So new surge card or new siege card, and then we've got,
Still just 1, or is it 2 now?
now it's 2. 2 for round 2.
And no matter what, we're going to get hit. So I'll show everyone it was coming, just so I don't screw it up, it was coming from the north, but it's a fighting band. Fighting band says, even if you have 0 gold, there will be 2 people coming your way.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If we get up to 16 gold, though, it will be 6. So dance carefully.
All right, and we're off again. So I've got 3 workers, and what do I want to do with it? First, I'm going to go ahead and just tap all my fun effects here. I'm going to put this protection token back where it was, because I know guys are coming from that side. And I'm going to take my scout token, which I hope to use this turn. I'm also going to get my mercenary and my iron. Boom.
All right.
All right.
Now you're going to actually place a worker.
Now I'm going to place a worker. I'm going to place a worker. What kind of worker am I going to place? I'm going to place another worker at the quarry for 3 more stone.
Okay. I'm going to come over here towards the buildings, and I am going to get the vineyard, which I believe is 1 wood and 2 stone.
1 wood and 1 stone.
1 wood and 1 stone. 1 stone, 1 wood. Vineyard is mine. That will give me a nice discount going forward on refugees.
That discount is too nice.
And while I'm thinking about it, I am going to tap both Lady Sarah and the Watchman for a scout and a mercenary.
What do I want? I'm going to jump in and take this Postern Gate. I love this Postern Gate. I'm a real sucker for these games, for these cards that give me no points at the end of the game.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot of them so far.
Well, I mean, usually the effects on them are really good, but also they're kind of insurance.
Yeah.
Because when I get sacked and I have to damage a building, and I damage one that costs that's worth nothing, didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
Plus, this sets me up for combat, which I'm a big fan of.
All right, just checking my costs. If I were to try and build a stone turret of some kind, it would cost me 4 wood and 1 stone?
It'll cost you
or iron?
4 wood, 3 wood,
Yep.
4 stone, 1 iron.
Okay, so I'm short a few of those things right now. Not a ton of them.
Stone turrets are expensive, but they're great. One thing that I should tell you about stone turrets is that, unlike all of the other pieces on your board, you never lose a stone turret.
That's
If
good.
it would be destroyed, we just mark it as inactive, and it takes 2 stone for you to make it active again, and then up to 2 more stone if you want to build its defenses back up.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the quarry. I'm going to get the 3 stone in preparation for maybe building an awesome turret.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take my stockpile action. So if you want to move ahead, I'm going to play with my bits part, but what I'm going to do with them is turn this wall into a stone wall and then build a wooden turret.
Okay. I am going to take that action as well, paying 3 wood, 4 stone, and 1 iron, and I'm going to get myself a stone turret. And I'm going to stick that stone turret right here on the corner, next to where my gate is, my messed up gate.
Smart. Though, you might want to put it on this corner, because we know that the guys are going to come from
Oh, that's a
here.
good point. I am going to put it on that side. Thank you for the hot tip. All right, and then I put on here to mark its health
2 stone.
2 stone.
Yep, new structures always come full.
There we go.
All right.
That's been done. I don't think there's anything else I can do with that extra iron, so
So assign your troops.
assigning troops, I'm going to put, well, the stone turret could in theory take care of all of the guys to the south.
They're good.
I'm going to put a troop on this weak wall, put a mercenary over here, and just for well, I was gonna say something and giggles, but just for giggles, kicks and giggles, I'm going to place someone here on the east wall, and we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. Okay, so guys are coming from the north.
Yep.
We're both higher than 0 but lower than 16, so we're each going to get 2 invaders from the north. Go ahead and drop them on your board.
All right.
Those guys are going to go ahead and burn down your farm. Mine is protected.
Whatever.
We got another fighting band coming from the west. That's going to provide 3 soldiers,
Uh-oh. Well,
and those ones are going to burn down my farm.
that's actually reasonably fine for me, if only because for both of these farms burned down, which is not ideal.
So you're just going to take them off your board.
Yeah, they're gone. But the advantage that I do run into is that I set up this stone turret in what looks like right now the perfect place.
Mhm.
So
And we've got one last foot.
that's fine.
So here comes the siege weaponry. We've got a trebuchet.
Uh-huh.
It's only going to hit players at wealth 10 or higher. So
Woo!
just missed us. Just missed us.
Okay.
But Oh, and there's also no surge. And yeah, okay. There's also no surge.
Also no surge.
Also no surge. So no additional guys. So now we're going to go ahead and run this combat. So archery. Oh wait, I'm going to spend my scout token and move my mercenary somewhere where they'll be effective.
I'm going to spend my scout token and move this troop somewhere where it'll be effective. And I think that's over here.
Mm-hmm. So archery phase. Archers and turrets fire.
Okay, so this turret will fire and can do 2 damage in either of these spaces, not to both.
Oh, to both.
Oh, to both.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, well then,
Turrets are great.
no problem. These 2 from the south are wiped out. This 3 becomes a 1.
Yep, and all of your guys are archers.
And this one also takes out this one. So,
No problem.
No problem, I'm done.
So my guys are going to fire turret and an archer are going to take out both of the guys on the north.
Mm-hmm.
And then this mercenary is only going to take out one guy on the west.
Uh-oh.
So now we're going to move on to movement and melee. I'm going to move my troops over here. And then the melee effects will happen. These 2 guys will hit my wall, doing a little bit of damage to the stone wall. And now we'll go back to the archery phase where my guys will fire, and that will be the end of them.
So Stonewall took a little bit of damage, but either way, we're both doing fine for the moment.
We're both doing fine.
Other than my folks can't eat.
Right. Once again, we've ended the round with a tie, so we're both going to get a flag for this round.
Okay.
I really probably should have pushed ahead by 1. I knew I'd be fine, but I'll get you in the end game.
It's fine. I'm just happy that things are staying alive. This turret was very, very effective for me this turn.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Okay, so we've assigned flags. Now we're going to do food production. So make your food and feed your troops. I make 3, feed 2, so I'm going to gain 1 food.
I gain no food because I only have 2 farms.
Okay,
Not great.
that's okay. You got a stockpile of food,
Yeah.
but you know it's better to save your farms before they burn to the ground. Just like real life, it's harder to bring back a scorched field into a productive field than it is to build a productive field into a more productive field.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. All right. Round 3.
Round 3.
Round 3 is the round where we get more
Ooh.
workers. We have established a nice enough fiefdom that people want to come and be a part of it.
Nice. Oh, and we also get some money, yes?
Yes. Income. Income starts with income. So I'm going to get 5. You're going to get 5 because we each have 5 structures on our castle.
Hey, up to 15.
14.
14. Math.
Great. Turn order continues to remain unchanged because we insist upon staying tied. And now we move back to work placement. Let's go ahead and reset the board. Garrison falls off.
Cooked.
Nobody bought it.
Cook falls off.
Cook falls off because nobody bought it.
Whoop. General Starch slides over, and our new refugee is...
Oh, that's not a real card right now.
'Cause I'm the tax man. Yeah, I'm the tax man. There we go.
Taxman, as you probably guessed, makes the tax action better for you.
Excellent. More food and or more gold.
Just and.
Oh,
Yeah, no matter which action you take, you get that bonus. The idol came out. So that says when you acquire it, you get 4 gold, and then it has an activated effect that gets you a new troop every round. And then the lookout tower came out. This is like a better version of the watchman that you've got because he's activate to get a scout and protect a farm.
everything's always a better version of the Watchman.
But the watchman provides in-game gold.
Okay.
Yeah. Which hopefully you'll lose in a future sacking.
It's very possible. In fact, I'd even almost say likely. We'll find out.
We'll find out more
Yep.
in just 2 rounds.
Right. So, round 3, one of these face up.
Yep.
And that is a fighting band again. And this one is going to send 3 troops our way coming from the north side.
At least.
And possibly 18 gold worth, or if we get to 18 gold, it will be 7 troops.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared either. All right. But we do have 3 of these cards, which is slightly scary.
Yeah, a little scared.
A little bit.
We have an extra worker now. That's exciting.
And you're still going first, because I haven't done anything
first.
about that.
I mean, you can just spend $1, and then you can go first.
I don't want to do
But
that.
I'll get the flag.
I don't want you to have the flag either.
Okay. Maybe I'll just take $4, and then I'll get the flag, and you can
Just
go
let me complain. Come on.
first. I mean, is anything I'm going to say going to stop you?
Probably not.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we didn't talk about this training grounds.
Training ground.
Training ground says you get an additional. Every 2 of your troops do 1 additional melee damage. So that card is a great defense against sacking. If people breach your walls, you're going to take out 3 of the invaders for every 2 guys you've got.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So. What do I want? Do I want to go big right now?
Or do you want to go home?
I think if I go too big, I might have to go home.
Uh-oh.
Golly. The Taxman.
The Taxman.
The Taxman cometh. No, I want to keep doing a little bit of building my structure. Actually, we're getting high enough that it's starting to look a little scary out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take this traveling merchant and spend 3 of my coins. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
On 2 stone and 3 food.
And importantly, I can't do that now.
Correct.
Because you blocked the space.
I did.
Man.
You can spend your money by hiring mercenaries or troops if that's what you're into.
What I'm going to do first, before I do any of that, is I'm going to come over here to the refugee space, and because I have a discount on refugees that happens to be the exact gold and food cost of the Taxman, I'm just going to take the Taxman for free.
Oof. All right.
Woo! And while I'm doing things, I'm going to tap the Watchman for a scout and tap Lady Sarah for a mercenary.
All of this is now a problem for me.
Why is that a problem?
Well, it's a problem because that free acquisition of refugees is going to put you in position to get a big endgame score.
Yes.
Which means that if I want to compete with that, I have to earn more of these flags. Which means that I have to take more risk. Which means that I am going to...
No risk, no reward.
Take this woodmill action.
All right.
And not tell you what I'm going to do with it.
Well, you're going to get a bunch of wood for the moment.
Correct.
All right. I'm going to come over here. Can't go to the wood mill, so I can't get wood this turn to build stuff anyway. In fact, I don't think there's a place on the board I could get wood.
No, I've taken both of the options for you to get wood.
Excellent. Well, that was not wise of me, because that means I can't build anything else here this turn. So if I want any additional defenses, it's going to have to come in the form of mercenary camp, or through the tax actions.
It's not necessarily true. Because you could hypothetically take 2 quarry actions and then have enough stone to do stuff.
Okay.
Or you could take 1 quarry action, then I could block you out, and I could watch you shake your fist and rage.
I am gonna do that, at least to start.
All right.
You might go there again, but getting 3 stone for now is not terrible.
What do I want to do here? I got 2 actions left, and I have so much food.
Game Explainer says, I like the pacing of this playthrough video. Game looks interesting. Keep it going. We will.
Woo!
Woo!
All right, I'm gonna. I'm at odds with the things that I want to do. I'm going to. I'm gonna
Ting
start.
tang, walla walla bing bing. What? We're not doing that?
We're not doing that.
Okay.
That wasn't what we were doing.
Got it.
Okay. I have a lot of food. I can feed more troops. I'm gonna sacrifice the. Oh, there's one thing that we forgot to be tracking.
Which is?
Which is, I didn't tell you that there's this constantly marching income of threat.
Okay.
That there's always a minimum threat threshold. It goes up by 3 every round.
Got it.
Yeah, so even if I spend below 6 at this point, I'll still face threat.
No matter, yeah, got it.
Yep. And that's about to be relevant to me because I think I'm going to hire a bigger
Ooh, a bunch of
army.
troops,
Yep.
yeah.
By spending 5 of my bucks. Boom.
You're sitting right there on the incoming threat.
Yep, but I have so much food, I might as well beef up my army.
That makes sense.
Now that I know that the going is about to get tough.
It's gonna be fine.
It's going to be fun.
It's gonna be totally fine. I'm gonna go over here to the quarry and get more stone,
Mm-hmm.
because I can.
Because I didn't block you.
You didn't. It was very nice of you.
Yeah. Old, kind-hearted Josh, they call
That's
me.
what they call him.
That's what they call me. All right, and then I could build new defenses, and I think it would be crazy not to, because I just went crazy on my troops. I'm going to go ham on my castle,
Okay.
and then I'm going to come take you out next round.
Sweet.
So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to build my thing action. If
Yep.
you want to go ahead and build your thing, feel free.
Well, I'm debating on whether I have enough stuff here to be fine this round or not. And I'm not sure what the answer is to that. Because the problem is if I go to the Taxman space, Taxman's great, but Taxman's going to get me a heck of a lot more gold.
Yeah.
A heck of a lot more gold. and I'm already sitting at a threat level that I'm maybe not super comfortable with anyway.
Do you want a strategy tip?
Let's hear it.
I'll give you a strategy tip.
I love it.
Winning the flags means being furthest ahead.
Sure.
But in order to do that, you only have to be one ahead of me.
Which I'm fine on right now.
Right. So taking more risk
Sure.
doesn't necessarily behoove you.
It was more a thought about getting additional troops. I could instead protect farms and hope that my 3 troops and 1 super awesome turret over here will be enough to win the day for me. I don't know if that's a wise strategy. I can't get more troops now, certainly. So, it's risky. It's risky. I guess I could come over here and maybe get the idol. Nope, don't have the wood for that. So, I think at this point, my best bet, I could upgrade a stone wall, but that's not super efficient. I should probably try and do that next round. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to repair these 2 farms, and I'm going to put a protection marker on this one, because I know troops are going to come from that way anyway.
Sure.
And then I'm going to put another one on the north.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
You did it.
I did it.
On to combat.
All right.
Assign your troops to some walls.
Well, that turret's going to take out most of them.
Let's go ahead and
But I'll
tap these
put
guys.
one
So I can get
there.
My mercenary.
And then I'm going to
And
put...
my my scare token.
I'm going to put another troop on this wall and this wall, and hope that my scouting prowess is going to come in handy. But man, I don't like having way more threat than you have. It's not great. So we'll see what happens.
You've done that yourself.
Yep. All right. So fighting band gives
3
us
guys from the
each-
north.
Yep. 3 guys from the north. My farm's protected, so they won't blow up my farm.
Hordsman. That doesn't hit me, but it does hit you.
Uh-oh.
3 guys from the south, along with an archer.
Oh boy. All right. So 3 swords from the south and 1 archer. I am not very well prepared on that side at all.
Fighting band. This is going to hit me at level 1 and you at level 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 1 guy from the east.
Cool. I'm going to get 4 coming in this way towards my gate. Oh no.
They're coming in the same.
Oh, sorry. That's even worse. That's actually worse.
Because of the no turret thing.
Right, because of the no turret on that side.
And then let's see what this says. It's ladders, so we're
Oh, no.
all going to get extra guys equal to the number. So we each get 3 extra guys coming from the south.
Excellent.
3 soldiers coming from
I'm
the
about to
south.
get sacked.
Oh, there goes a couple of farms for me. That's too bad.
I'm about to get sacked.
We'll
For
see.
sure.
Do you know how ladders work?
I do not.
It says that after the first round of combat, when we would move, some number of guys from the side that the ladders came from are just going to jump over the wall because they have ladders.
Got it.
So we'll help you resolve that when we get
I
there.
think I planned very poorly.
Maybe. So let's go ahead and run our archery phase.
One other quick question. It does say surge based on the season number?
Yep, surge all based on the season number. It's season 3. That's why we got 3 additional guys.
Got it. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, that's going to be a graphic at some point. Those words are too small.
All right. Fair
All
enough. Whew. I do have 1 scout, so I can try and reposition folks as needed.
I've also got a scout to save my booty by moving this guy over
So this
here
mercenary certainly shouldn't be over here.
for a full shot.
Hmm. Yeah, at least for the first round, this one's going to go here. But I think this is about to get pretty hairy pretty fast. No, in fact, I know it is. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can move folks around where it's going to save my bacon here.
I don't think so either.
Cool. Well, here we go. So these 3 troops, or sorry, archery phase. This is taken out.
I suggest you put him on this wall.
Put which one on this? I moved this one already. This is my setup, and I have 1 scout.
And I'm saying that you should move him over here.
Oh, I
instead
see.
of
Because
over
this is inevitable.
Correct.
Got it. All right. This one's coming over here. 3 damage done there. Whew. All right, we're good. No problem. Took out all 3 of the swordsmen to my south.
there. And during their archers' fire, their archers don't have anyone to hit.
Haha, take that, archers.
These guys are going to take out 2 of those guys.
That's fine. Love that.
And now you get a movement phase.
So I could put more folks over here, but they're all going to spill into the city anyway.
Yeah, so these guys ought to just move down here.
All of
'Cause
them.
Now that we're on movement, 3 of these invaders are going to jump your wall,
Aha.
and you must defend them.
All right.
Yep. So these 3 guys will take out these 3 guys,
Yep.
and then these guys will batter down your walls.
Yep. And then eventually in a future combat phase, we'll come on in.
We'll come on in. and sack you because you have nobody left.
Of
to
course.
defend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just show the ruin of my castle after all this. That was rough. That's what my castle looks like at the end of this whole thing.
They had a bigger army.
Oh yeah, they certainly
By
did.
kind of a lot.
Yeah, by more than kind of a lot. By just a lot. By just a lot. Yeah, not great for me. So, looking at the track, I moved down from 14 wealth down to 9. They stole 5 of my coins.
And I get this flag because I'm the wealthiest unsacked player.
Yeah. These all are gone, right? I don't
Those
have to
are all
deal-
gone.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Did these guys burn down this farm? I think they did.
Yeah, they should have.
Yep. So here's your saxolation prize. two mercenaries.
Yep.
And a neutral worker for your next round.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
These two are kind of in the hospital. I'd have to take some sort of action to heal them. Correct.
Yep. These guys are off in your barracks right now.
Do I have to feed them?
You do.
Oh man.
They're not dead. they're healing.
I'll ultimately have a net gain of 1 food from that anyway, because I still have 3 farms. So.
Yep. Sadly, I ended up worse there. I only make 1, and now I feed 4.
5.
No, I'm not going to feed this guy.
Oh. No, still 5.
Yep, you're right.
You have a lot of troops.
Yeah, it's going to cost me 4 food.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
I mean, clearly it's fine. I have half of a castle, and you actually have a pretty well defended
I know.
stone castle.
A starvation may be on the horizon for me.
That's fair.
We'll see how it works out. Hey, our first sacking.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
It didn't take long. Around 3 sacking is not crazy.
Good.
Usually you see them around round 4 when you finally get the full complement of cards.
Did anything happen to my buildings or refugees here?
Yes, you have to stick a wound on one of your refugees, and you have to stick a damage token on one of your buildings. You're going to cover up the gold value of that thing.
Yep.
So if you
Is
have-
it still usable?
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
effects are still usable. They're just not worth what they say.
The vineyard is burned for. Well, I could burn the barracks.
No, those are starting buildings.
Oh,
They
man.
shouldn't have gold values on them.
Okay. Vineyard, and I guess it will be the watch. Well, strictly speaking, the taxman is better. So the taxman will be, well, not burned. They'll be sorted.
Yeah, they're double-sided. You can just
Yeah, got it.
yeah, and remember, you can repair those later. Great. So that was round 3. Moving on to round 4. We're going to go ahead and take our income.
All right.
So what have you got? You've got an income of 3.
Hey, look at
And
that.
I've got an income of 2, 4, 6.
6.
So that's going to put me.
We're tied again. So you're still first.
I'm still first. And the threat level went a little higher, and we're on round 4. Great.
And we know for the first card from this that the Hordsmen are coming to play. So it will be at
They're
least
coming to play.
one swordsman, 1 archer coming from the south side. So show off that card for folks.
If you want to show off this new building card, we've got the church.
All right.
It's a private action for you that gives you 3 gold and heals 5 troops.
Not bad.
And then we've gotten rid of General Stark here. So we've got this miner and the loyal peasants. Loyal peasants will sow and protect a farm every turn. And then the miner will give you additional resources at both the quarry and the mine.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, church goes here. Garrison gets tucked. All right, and this is how the horde's flipped out?
Yep.
All right. Round 4.
Round 4.
The full complement. The sack round.
I mean, it already happened to me. I'm still equally wealthy, and yet the castle certainly does not appear as such.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
This
great.
is where I make my sprint.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Turn order did not change, and I don't have any rocks. So for my starting action, I'm going to go to the quarry.
That makes sense. I am also going to go to the quarry as my starting action in preparation for doing some cool stuff here in a bit. So with the quarry, got 3 things.
Just run my tap actions over here. All right. What to do? What to do? What to do? What to do? I'm gonna build a building. I'm gonna build this idol.
Okay.
It's going to get me 4 gold instantly, and then I can activate it
For another troop?
Yep.
Man, you have a lot of troops.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start fixing my farms if I want to survive.
I should consider getting troops at some point.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Now, if I spend gold below that threat level, all that's saying is my threat level would still be 9.
Correct.
Okay. So, I think right now we're going to go over here and spend 5 gold and get 3 more troops. Healthy troops.
Healthy troops. And remember, you can always tap your granary to heal one of your troops by spending a food.
Well, and I'm also going to tap Lady Sarah.
To heal one of your troops and gain you a free mercenary.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Those come from here, where they were resting. There's my mercenary.
Where they were resting. Where they were pining for the fjords.
Panning for the feuds.
I regret saying.
You should. All right, what's next?
I don't know. I kind of want that miner.
Oh, sorry. I need to reduce my gold amount by 5.
I should have started with that miner. That my quarry action would have been so much better. God, I've played it efficiently. Everything's a failure.
What will you ever do?
I think I'll probably buy the miner anyway. No, I don't think I will. I think I'll take I'm going to recruit these loyal peasants to my cause by giving them 2 food and a gold. And then I'm instantly going to activate them to sow a farm.
Okay, making it that much. Oh, yep.
And protect a farm.
Nice. The one you just sowed.
That's the one.
All right. And that one is still protected?
It's been re-protected.
From your other ability. Okay. Speaking of which, I should just get my free scout. Where's my free scout? I need a free scout. Got my free scout. Okay, what do I need to build more walls? I need wood to build more walls, so I'm going to go over here and get a whole bunch of it.
And I'm going to take this granary action. And I'm going to flip 2 farms and protect 2 farms and just drop these guys in here and have 4 protected farms this round. Because I know I need it, because I've built a big army and I was running a deficit last time.
I have a ridiculous question for you.
Sure.
Am I allowed, if I want to build a turret on a space where I don't have any walls?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good idea, but it's an interesting idea. And I like interesting ideas.
I mean, if you build a turret and not a wall, the turret might be able to keep the guys at bay so they don't come in and sack you again.
Yeah.
But,
Can I assign folks?
Not building walls is a bad idea.
Okay. I will say, it could work
Siege
out.
Warfare 101.
You should build walls.
That if you don't have walls, that the attackers are going to have an
But what if I just build turrets everywhere for the rest of the game? That might work.
I'm willing to see how it shakes out.
I'm glad you're excited about that. Let's see, I have 2 workers left.
I said willing.
I will certainly need to do a stockpile for my last action, so before all that, just out of action, I'm going to tap this, Twisted Exhausted to the side to heal this additional troop. Then I am going to send someone out to gather some stuff, I think. Question is, do I spend more gold and make sure my threat is very, very, very low while I build things back up?
Well, your threat is only going to be 9 regardless.
I know, but that's fair. And we'll keep it that way. I certainly don't want to go to the tax action right now. I could go to the refugee action to make my quarry and stone gathering abilities a little bit better in the future. I do get a discount on doing that, so I'm going to go over there and do that. I don't pay the 2 gold. I only pay 1 food, so 1 food gets me a miner.
It's a good miner.
It's a good miner.
Good, clean miner.
For folks who didn't see that earlier, that's quarry and mine +1 at each, so I'll get more stone or more iron.
No punks in that miner.
No punks in that miner. All right, and you're done with workers. I have 1 additional one because I got sacked last time, so now I'm going to build some stuff.
Build some stuff.
I'm debating on whether it should be walls or not. I'm certainly going to build a turret. I'm going to pay 4 stone and 1 iron.
There's a part of me that's so concerned. I'm like, he's not going to build walls.
I didn't.
Oh,
I might
God.
build a wall.
But
I might not.
On the other hand, there's a part of me that just wants to see you not build walls.
I'm going to put a turret right here on this side.
Cool.
I do have enough to build a wall, so I figure having 2 walls gone is crazy, but having just 1 wall gone, that might be okay.
You have enough to build 2 walls.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I could build wood walls, but that's boring.
You could build a stone wall and a wood wall.
I'm going to build a stone wall. Do I want to build a wood? I don't know if I want to do that, Josh.
Don't do it.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do.
There are 5 cards coming from a random direction.
It's fine.
If you think that all 5 of them will miss the direction that you don't have a wall on, you'll be fine.
I'm going to build a stone
Also,
wall.
would you like to make a prop bet about how this is going to turn out?
I'm going to build a stone wall here, and then I'm going to pay for, not for another wall, but for a turret that's going to live over on this side.
Insanity.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Cool. So I have no north wall.
You want to fill that in with rocks?
I do want to fill that in with rocks,
Yeah.
and will in fact do so. So, there's my castle. It's looking great. Silly question that I've forgotten in the moment. How do you repair stuff? For instance, this gate that's all busted up.
So as part of this, I'm going to do stuff with my castle action. If you have cubes that you want to put in those holes, you can put cubes in those
Got
holes.
it. And this is what you were saying about not snapping these together. That makes sense.
Well, that's why the reprint doesn't
I put the
have
wrong
Lego
one.
pieces.
There we go. Now I'm going to put the correct one,
There
because
you
that's not my gate. And then I'm going to put the stone in
snap it right
here.
back in?
I'm going to snap it all right back in. It's going to be great. All right. Excellent. I have created everything. Workers are all placed.
I don't know why I'm just sitting here watching in horror instead of assigning my guys where they need to go.
Sure. All right. And then I'm going to assign my folks. Can I keep them in the city?
Yes, but don't.
Okay.
Yeah, why would you?
Because there might be folks coming from the north.
But movement happens.
Oh, before that all happens
correct.
anyway.
So
Oh, okay.
Get your archery value out of those guys.
Yep,
and
yep,
Then
yep.
move them to
Got
the
it.
center to fight off the
Okay.
invaders.
There we go. We're going to just put all these folks on walls. We're going to defend the beefy walls here. We'll throw one over there to do a little extra damage. We'll throw another one here.
All right.
That's my setup.
Yep, and you have 1 scout token.
I have 1 scout token,
All right, great.
which I hope to maybe need to use. We'll
All right.
find out.
Invaders from the south. It's hordsmen.
Wait, that's the one spot where there are actually people coming.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Do you want to build this wall there?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you know that's coming.
All right. Tumbling everything over again, making a big old mess. All right, there we go.
And just to be clear, you really want a turret over there and not a wall over here.
Yeah, I'm fine with the turret there.
All right.
It's gonna be great.
Would you rather have that turret over here?
Nope, I'm good.
On this wall that's not protected? You don't want to protect that with a turret?
Fine, Mr. Logic. All right, that's done. Have a troop and an archer
I
coming
shouldn't
my
be
way.
holding your hand. You're an adult.
That's
I should just
fine.
watch you get sacked for the next 6 rounds.
It seems possible. All right, that's done. Next up.
All right, next up. Oh, I didn't put my guys on there. I was too busy mocking your medieval warfare
That's
strategy.
fair. Next up.
A fighting band coming from the west.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's gonna hit me for 5.
I just get two little baby swordsmen coming this way. They're gonna burn down my farm, which isn't ideal.
All right, up next, a fighting band coming from the west. It's gonna
3
hit
more swordsmen.
me for 3.
Okay.
Boom. What's next?
Another
A
fighting band.
coming from the west.
3 more swordsmen.
Ugh, this is not great.
See, if I had my turret over there, it would have been great.
Yeah, this card.
You've deceived me.
This card is going to hit the leader, and then it's all going to come crumbling down.
All right, let's see.
Ladders hits everybody.
Yep.
So 4 additional workers coming from the north. Or 4
Workers?
additional fighters.
Okay. 4 additional fighters coming from this side.
Yep. All right. So now, archery.
Yep. Well, first I'm going to spend my scout token,
Good. Me too.
and I'm going to move. This one doesn't need to be there. This mercenary is going to come over here. This one will move over later, but at the moment won't be able to help. Okay. Yep. So now archery happens.
Yep.
So this archer does what versus these turrets? So this turret will fire and take out both, for sure.
So you're firing for 3. They're firing for 1. So you're going to lose 1 unit.
I see.
Yeah.
So goes to the hospital.
Goes to the hospital.
But these 2 are done. Over here, this turret takes out 2, and these 4 take out another 4. So that's going to be 6 damage here, leaving just 2 little baby soldiers left.
You're going to survive. And
Then
my
all of
castle is
these-
so much better than yours. Why?
All of these turrets are going to blast these folks in the fields, along with the archer help. We're good there.
Yep.
Now,
I ran my archery and I ended up in this situation, so now we're going to do melee.
yep.
Remaining guys are going to take pieces out of your wall.
In this case, the gate is just going to get torn down.
Yeah, in this case, the stone wall is going to get turned down.
Oh no. All right, so all of my troops kind of run inside. This wall is gone. I now have a very open planned castle.
Yep, an open plan. Right.
These two come in, and the mercenaries, and these will trade blows, and they're done.
Yep, so they don't actually run in right away.
I see.
It's fine for you to resolve it that way. Actually, it's not fine for you to resolve it that way.
Yep.
Put those guys back outside.
All right.
Right, because during the movement phase, they didn't do that. During the melee phase, they took your thing down.
Yep.
And now we reset. So
Okay.
now we're back at archery, which means your turret is going to take those guys out before they ever have a chance to strike.
It wouldn't have mattered either way, but that's good to know.
In this situation, I don't have a turret over here
Oops.
to do any damage to those guys. So these guys are going to take out these two, and then we're going to jump down here. But I'm going to get 6, 7, 8 guys in here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means I'm
That's
gonna
too
get
many.
sacked by 2.
Oops.
I know. All of my guys are going to get wounded.
Did I get a flag for that?
Yeah, I flew too close to the
Oh,
sun.
I love it.
So I'm going to get sacked. I'm going to go back down to 9.
You were giving me so much advice. You were so
I should have been
confident.
focused on my own stuff.
Yep.
Gosh. All right. Dang ladders.
Yeah.
Got me.
They got me.
Okay, so now we make food and feed our troops.
Cool. This farm is certainly
Make
destroyed.
4, feed 6, so that cost me 2.
This farm is certainly destroyed. We didn't have anyone coming from this side, so I just have 1 farm, 4 to feed, so I lose 3 food. All these mercenaries go away.
We're gonna start eating your money.
Maybe, but I'm only 2 away from you right now, so I'm okay with that for the moment. Silly question, you did explain this before, but I will double check. How do I repair my vineyard and my taxmen?
So
before
as
the
a
end
result
the
of
game?
taking your stockpile action that says I'm going to do stuff on my side,
Yep.
you can spend resources to repair them.
Food
2,
and-
2 food
yep.
on healing refugees and 1 iron on repairing buildings.
Got it. Okay. Workers come back.
Yep, we're going to get our income. 2, 3, 5 for me.
I have 5 as well. And you can put me on top of the castle because that's where the castle's going.
And switch the turn orders.
Hey, I get to go first.
Ugh. What will I do about this crisis? Find out next time.
Find
On
out.
After the Empire.
Yeah. Now I could just leave both of these castle sides open.
You could.
Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
It's a bad idea.
Is
Well,
it?
I mean, let's find out if we know it's a bad idea.
Sure.
Right? We flip over one of these guys. Nope, that card doesn't tell you it's a bad idea.
So the card we flipped out for folks who can't see it up close is a fighting band coming from our north side, which for me right now is only 3 troops. So those are taken care of by my turrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if none of these cards come from the east or west, you're cool.
I mean, I have turrets.
You have turrets.
I have turrets. I
Big
can use them.
turrets.
Yep.
Big turrets, Alex, they call it.
Big turret. That is what they call me. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do next. I'm certainly running low on food.
I hear ya.
So.
Oh, dang it! I didn't have to get sacked because I didn't use my postern gate.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. You should use the stuff that you have. Also, do we replace any of the folks out here?
I did. We added
Okay.
this old cellar,
Okay.
which is
You show
7
that
food
off.
right when you acquire it.
That's pretty good.
We added the mercenary camp, which gives you 2 additional mercenaries when you take the mercenary camp action.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the mercenary captain.
Yes.
Sorry. And then the last guy over there we added was a surgeon, who is activate to heal 3 wounded troops.
I see. Oh, sorry. I've actually paid 1 more food because I forgot about this fine gentleman over in the hospital. Oops, down to 1 food. Not great. There we go. There's the mercenary captain, and there's the old cellar. Okay. Mercenary captain goes right back there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What are we going to do with the first action here? I know no matter what happens this round, I do need wood, because not building some sort of wall on one of these sides is crazy.
Definitely crazy.
Definitely crazy. So I am going to go down here to the wood mill and get 5 wood. I have 5 wood. Your turn.
Ugh.
Oh, and I'm going to run my engine as well. I'm going to heal this fine gentleman, get a mercenary, get a scout token. Doop.
Oh, Alex.
What? What did I do? I didn't do anything.
I'm gonna spend $4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting 6 wood and an iron.
Mm.
Oh, I got sacked.
You did.
Yeah, so I should have my bonus mercenary.
And an extra worker.
And my neutral guy.
There's your neutral worker.
And I should wound some of my stuff. Ugh, I don't want to wound my stuff. None of my stuff is worth anything. My peasants got wounded, and my postern gate got damaged, and it serves it right because I didn't even use it last time, and it would have saved me from getting sacked.
Mistakes. You made so many mistakes.
Mistakes were made.
Cool. I'm going to come over here to the building space. I'm going to pay 1 wood. And I'm going to get this old cellar. Got an old cellar, which is just going to get me 7 food.
7 food, old cellar Alex, they call him.
That's what they call me. All right. Got my 7 food. It's going to live over in my granary, which is not exhausted anymore. And the old cellar comes over here. Your turn.
My turn. I have plans.
Okay. Thank you for the update on your plans.
So disappointed about my situation. I'll play most of this turn in the stuff that I've built over here. I'm going to take this granary action. I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to protect them so I can guarantee to feed my troops when I tap this idol and I bring in another soldier.
Okay.
Back to you.
I am going to go over here to the quarry. When I take the quarry action, I get 1 additional wood, so that's 4 wood. Just double checking if I'm going to upgrade this turret to a different value.
That's stone.
Or sorry, I took 4 stone.
Uh-huh.
If I were to upgrade this wood turret into a stone turret,
Uh-huh.
it would cost me 4 stone and 1 iron.
Correct.
All right,
And you'd get this wood back.
that'd be nice. Your turn.
I'm going to heal 4 of my troops down at the barracks.
That makes sense.
And I'm also going to tap the granary and spend 1 food to heal another.
Awesome. Are those level 2 farms?
They're level 2 farms.
Man,
Yeah.
wow.
I got a big army. I got to feed them somehow.
I've just chosen to take the one-time old seller benefit.
Yeah.
Hope that'll work out,
No, it's-
and then work on repairing the farms later.
That card can be such a godsend when it comes out in the middle of the game, and you're like, "How are my supplies?" Oh, good! I've stumbled upon this old cellar.
It was handy. It was certainly handy. All right, I'm going to go over here to the stockpile and do a bunch of stuff with my castle. Basically, I'm going to be upgrading
That's great. I'm going to do
this
the same
turret.
thing.
So we'll be upgrading stuff, and I think you get 1 additional action after that with your neutral worker.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this.
So if you want to do something
Yeah,
else
yeah.
before
I do
doing
wanna-
all the
I do wanna do
upgrades.
something before that. I want to go to the quarry before that. I forgot about my extra.
Iron.
All right.
And then I will build 1 wall, but just 1.
You fool.
No, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, don't listen to me. It didn't work out for me last round.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just 1 short of just being able to build a stone wall there, which would have been certainly more efficient. So instead, I'll just be rebuilding my wimpy gate. Can I just build a gateless castle? Is that allowed?
It is not.
Ah, man. What's that gate ever done for me?
It allowed people to come in. It's the gate through which you welcome your refugees.
Fair enough. All right. That's okay. I've got double stone turrets on this side and no wall. So as long as it's not more than 4, I'm golden.
You're golden.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So I've done all my upgrades and stuff.
You've done all your upgrades and stuff. That should only be 3. 3, 4, and 1. Gets me 1 of these. Boom! I'm getting in the turrets game.
I love it.
I love it. I need it. I love it. I want some more of it.
All right.
And then what else? I think I will build another wood turret down here.
Okay.
Now it's turret central.
Turret
And
central.
I have a prediction.
Hmm.
I have a prediction that when I flip this card, it's going to break 1 of my turrets, and I'm going to go.
It might break 1 of my turrets. It'll damage it at
It's
least.
hard to break those stone turrets.
All right, that's good.
Great for me.
Great, good job. Okay,
All right.
time to assign troops.
Assign your troops. We know there's a fighting band.
Yep, coming from that side.
In the next version of these, I've widened them to make it easier to drop your stuff on there.
Okay.
Plus to make rooms for little dudes.
All right, I'm all set up on my walls.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
forgot to take my scout over on the Talon Ranger.
Yep.
All right. Boom. Fighting band coming from the north. Looking like 3 guys.
3 for each.
Boom.
Swords folks.
Archers coming from the north. Looking like 2
2
archers.
archers.
Ugh, they're so mean.
I'm okay with archers.
They're gonna shoot my guys. Fighting band coming from the west. Ooh, you were so close to the next level, but we're only getting 2 over there.
Yay! So just two swords folks from that side.
And then archers coming from the south. And in that case,
It's
looks
both
like-
of us.
Yeah, we're getting 1 and
1 swordsman and 2 archers.
Boom, boom, boom. Ugh, they're gonna pincushion so many of my guys.
Well, what's nice for me is there's this turret over here that's just gonna.
Did you avoid anybody coming from this side?
So far,
Catapult coming from the north.
okay. What's that do?
It is going to do 1 damage to my turrets, which
Okay.
is A-okay, and it's going to do 2 damage to your turrets, which is also okay.
Both of them.
No, 1 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's not enough to destroy them.
Okay. And they still do their 2 damage during their.
They do.
Okay.
Yep. If it had done 3 damage, you would have had to knock this one over, and it would be ineffective.
Got it.
Yeah, you're okay. Also, we're getting a surge for the leader. Based on the season number, you're the leader,
That's not great.
and so you're going to get 5 additional soldiers coming from your south side.
Well, that's terrible. I don't like that at all. Okay.
That's what you get for being the leader.
It's fine. It's all fine.
It's totally fine.
Okay. I'm going to use my 1 scout token to move someone
Somewhere
over
useful.
here.
Yeah. I'm going to move my 1 scout token somewhere where he can get pincushions instead of one of my real soldiers. We've thrown a mercenary into
Boy,
harm's
this
way.
is going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to survive this or not. We'll find out. Okay, archery phase.
Mhm.
So archery phase, I'm doing 4 damage up here. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to have scouted to move this guy over here.
Both of those guys.
So, archer takes out my merc. I do 3 damage to these folks, and then that's all done. The turret takes out these 2. These turrets do 4 damage down here, plus an additional 2 from the troops on the wall. So there's 2 of these gens left.
Yep.
All right, now we are in movement.
Yep.
So I'm going to redirect. Well, that turret's going to kind of handle that problem for me. Yeah, I'm actually fine.
You're
so
fine.
These 2 are coming here. Then these 2 are going to do 2 damage to my wall.
Yep.
Those go here.
Yep. Back to your stockpile.
All right.
And those guys are going to do 2 damage to your wall.
Back to my stockpile.
And then we have another round of archery.
Yep. And that's going to be enough to wipe out everything else.
It sure is.
Pew, 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 pew.
I also survived. My Schadenfreude is not satisfied because you did not collapse. So you're going to go ahead and get this 2-point flag.
Question from the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Is the minimum threat 15 or 12 right now? Or what should it be for round 5?
It should be at 12 because it
Okay.
starts at 0.
Got it. And then goes up by 3 each round. So Tom, we have done it appropriately.
Yep.
It will be 15 next round, which is not ideal for me.
It's not ideal for anybody.
Yeah. Hey, you
That's
wiped
what
out everyone.
That's
though.
what you get playing on normal.
Oh, you didn't even take any damage.
I didn't even take any damage. I got a
Man.
lot of troops. I got a lot of archers. I'm going to make food and feed them, and I'm going to make 8 food this round to
Wow.
feed my 7 troops. So I'm going to come out ahead.
I don't like that one bit. I'm going to make... Oh, sorry, the troops stomped on my last farm here, so I definitely don't have any farms. I do have 5 troops to feed, and that's just going to be 5 food, which I do have. Luckily, thanks to this old cellar, I have enough to cover that.
Just discovered an old cell.
Old cellar. I'm counting on these flags to win me the game.
So we made our food production and we fed our troops.
Yep.
So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the income phase, where you're going to get 2, 4, 6,
Yep.
putting you at 18.
Yep.
And I'm going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, putting me at 18.
Uh-oh.
And then this is going to slide up 1, 2, 3, and then the turn order is going to remain the same. And we're going to move on to round 6, where we get our last extra worker. So here's a bonus guy for you.
Thank
bonus
you.
guy for me.
So 5 workers total for this next
5
round.
workers total. Golly, I could have used my posture and gait.
Ah, yep, and someone pointed out that I get to keep the stone. I forgot I put the stone when this turret was damaged off off to the side, and it actually should have gone back to my stockpile.
It should indeed.
So I put it there. Thank you very much, Squeak Lowry, for pointing that out in the chat.
Somebody's got to do it. I already reminded you like 4 times.
It's fair. I'm not a good listener.
What?
What? All right, I'm going first.
You're going first.
Oh, did we?
I gotta give up. Oh, we didn't cycle. I gotta get rid of all my protect tokens. My farms are no longer protected.
How good of a strategy is it generally to just never have farms ever?
I mean, that's an interesting thing, right? If you can have farms and if you can get protect early,
Right.
you'll never run out of farms. If you're gonna let yourself run out of farms, you need to find another food source. So
Sure.
if you can buy something like a bakery or a baker or a butcher or something that will give you an alternative, it's certainly viable to go a different route for your food production.
Sure.
If you never sort out your food production, you're either going to find that your troops are going to eat a lot of your money,
Yep.
which is going to cost you, or you're going to have to take the tax action every turn to keep that at bay.
Worth noting, we have a fighting band coming out. It is coming from the west, and it will send at least 3 troops both of our ways, possibly more, depending on how much we do this round. Adding more folks out here, and 1 additional.
So the new cards we've got down here are the archery range. Remember that melee thing where it made your troops stronger in melee?
Yes.
This is similar, but it makes your troops stronger on the wall. So it's much better because they're going to do more damage when they fire.
Oh, hello.
And then the feast hall is a work replacement spot for you that lets you turn your food into additional troops and mercenaries.
Interesting.
Yep,
That seems like the opposite of what I need to be doing.
it does. Yeah. It's not, as I say, it's not bad for me, but it's not great for others right now.
Yep.
The surgeon we talked about, he's big on healing. And then the carpenter gives you a discount to all of your buildings and your structures as far as the wood cost goes.
I see.
You might remember the mason from earlier who did the same thing for your stone cost.
Got it.
Yep. All right.
Oh, where do I go first here? I think the first thing I need to do this round.
Is surrender.
No. I'm going to take.
Peacefully and unconditionally.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to take. Oh. I'm debating here.
That's fine. I'm going to run all my solo activation
Yeah,
stuff
you
over
do
here.
all that stuff. I'm going to do some solo activation stuff too, getting a mercenary and getting a scout token. So I have a mercenary and a scout token here. Those have been added. And now it's a question of what to do. I'm sitting on a whole bunch of stone. I think based on this strategy of no wall, no wall ever on the east side,
It's not a strategy.
it's a good strategy. It's going to work out great. I'm going to start off this
I'm going to
round
put this posturing gate right here so I don't forget.
so you don't forget to. Yeah, it seems useful.
It's so good.
I'm gonna-
I haven't used it once.
I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pay 4 wood and 1 stone and get an archery range.
That's a good one.
Help make my folks. But it has to be 2 of them together. I
Yes.
see.
Every 2 of them does
Okay.
1 additional.
Still helpful.
So pairs do 3s.
Got it.
All right. What do I need? I'm a man who needs rocks.
Rocks.
Boom. 3 stone, 4 moi.
Excellent. Because I know I'm going to need to build at least something this round, probably, and those things tend to involve wood, I'm going to come over here and get 5 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop.
I'm going to take more rocks.
Yep. And I let you do it, too. Oh, I forgot all about that secret objective space to get more scout and stuff.
Yeah, scout is handy.
Hmm.
Super handy.
All right, we're going on a farmless run through here. I'm going to come over here to the tax space,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to get 5 food and $2
Ugh.
because I have the tax man.
God, you're going to get another flag unless I want to compete with you.
Compete with me, it's fine.
I don't want to compete with you. You've actually opened the door for me to comfortably spend my money now that I won't be the one breaking the tie.
Yep.
So I will buy 2 rocks and 3 food,
Hmm.
which is going to let me tap this guy to get an extra 2 because now I know I can feed him.
I mean, that's what you get when you have farms and are prepared. I just prefer taking an action every single round to make sure I have enough food to
Sure.
do that stuff. It's fine. It's all going to be great.
I appreciate the fact that though we're approaching our farms very differently, you have not approached a death spiral yet, and we
Yet.
are at the second to last round of the game. So I'm interested.
There's
to
still
see
time.
how long you can keep this food pyramid scheme going.
Not to mention the no east wall pyramid scheme. I'm gonna come over. I think the best option for me right now is to come over here to. There's a couple of options here. I can build another turret on this side and just go turrets forever.
Turrets forever.
Turrets forever. I mean, if I'm gonna be committed to not building a wall on this side ever, I might as well be good at that.
Might as well.
Might as well.
That's what you're always saying.
Let's see. And I currently have 6 stone. 2 of it's going to get sunk into here. 1 of it could go to upgrade this into a better gate, because this is certainly flimsy over here. Yeah. So given that I have what I need for all that stuff at the moment, I'm actually going to come over here to the scout space.
You are a monster.
And I'm going to take a secret objective card.
That's not 2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah,
and do I pick one?
Choose one to keep.
Well, it's not the first one I drew. Okay, I guess it'll be that one. I'm not going to even show the chat what that one was. And then I'm going to take 3 scout, which will let me move folks around.
I'm so disappointed in what has just happened to me.
What are you going to do?
I told you I'm going to complain about it.
Well, you did that already.
Okay. Gosh. I wanted that scout action.
Then go
Now
there
I
earlier.
know what to do. I don't want to go to the mine. I guess I can just guarantee some farms. Ugh.
I will say the secret objective I drew that I immediately discarded was least flags, and that's unlikely to happen.
You could just stop trying to win flags.
Yeah?
All right. You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to...
Buy more troops?
No. I'm going to go to this refugee space and just hire on this carpenter. Because he's going to get me... Mostly I'm kind of doing him for the end game goal.
I got it.
His
And
cost is only 1
gets you 2 permanent.
Rooney.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to the stockpile to build stuff in my castle.
Same.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Refreshing those. Let's see, if I want to upgrade that wall, that's going to cost me 4. Can I pull wood out of an existing wall? I'm assuming not.
No, only if you're building over.
I'm going to
that
not
wall.
upgrade this wall. And I'm going to build a gate and a turret. So I'm going to build a stone wall and a turret on the other side. So a little baby turret comes and lives over here. And this wall, this gate, is now going to become stone gate.
And you get that wood back.
Oh, good. Wood goes there. Stone gate is this guy right here. That's going to go there. Oh,
You're
no.
going to lock him in all game, huh?
Yep.
All right.
All game.
Yep.
This is going to go here.
People that think this game takes a long time.
No, it's not taking that long. All right, and then I actually have to build stuff into that wall. All right, we're going with no wall on the east side again.
I'm gonna attack this
I'm
guy.
sure it's going to go great.
One of those.
I also don't have any farms to worry about protecting too, which is nice.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
That seems good.
going great. All right.
Assign your guys.
Yep.
Oh, I did the wrong thing. I put an iron in here. I think I meant to spend an iron to put a troop in here. All right.
All right. Assigning guys. I'm going to put 2 on my south wall. I'm going to put 2 on my west wall, and I'm going to put 2 on my north wall. There we go. And I have 4 scout to move folks around as need be.
4 scout is so good.
I'm way higher on the threat track than you, though, so this could get nasty.
Fighting Man is only going to hit us both at level 1, so 3 guys coming from the west.
That's fine. Turrets will take care of those guys for the moment.
Boom, no problem.
Next one up is a fighting band coming from the south side.
And it's going to hit both of us at level 2.
2, so 4.
And they are
Swords
gonna
folk.
flip this farm down to level 1.
Haha! Next up,
We've got a fighting band coming from the east.
7 people.
Oh yeah, you just barely got 7. I'll take 2.
Should have spent some gold. Oops. 4 of them are going to get picked off on their way in, though, which is good.
That's fair. And then Hordsmen coming from the south. You're going to get hit at 16. I'm going to get hit at 0 for 1 and 1.
You're don't like that.
And they're going to burn this farm for me as well.
I think I might be okay. We'll see how this goes.
Last
One-
thing, we've got a catapult, also
Uh-huh.
coming from the south.
Yeah.
That's going to hit both of us by doing 2 damage to a turret on the south side. It starts with your weakest
On the
turret.
yeah, south side. Okay.
It starts with your weakest turret.
So this turret's gone.
It is gone, but you do get the wood back.
Okay.
And then the leader is going to get a surge equal to the round number, so you're going to get 6 extra guys coming from the south.
That's actually fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind that
It's
too
no
much.
problem. It's Maywenti.
Maywenti. All right.
And I am not going to forget to use this time.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going to tap it right now to send people out the back door to kill these 2 guys before they ever get a shot to fire, and they don't wound my dudes.
I'm going to use 2 scout basically to move. Boy, I can move them to this side to defend. All these are going to come. I'm trying to think of what makes the most sense. That's going to pick off most of that. And that's mostly going to be handled by, turret, then damage, then. Oh, math is hard. These 2 are going to come over here to help on this wall.
Definitely. Do you have additional moves?
I do have 1 additional move, but remember, in pairs, archers,
Oh, gotcha.
I want to keep them in pairs.
That's fair.
So I don't want to move. I could move another pair, but
Now remember, this is only 1 pair.
yes.
2 extra, yeah, it doesn't matter.
What's that? Oh, oops.
Yeah, mercenaries don't train with your soldiers.
Dang it.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
All right.
It's going to be great. Archery phase.
Archery phase.
So
Kill those bunks.
this one archer is going to take out my merc.
Those
It's
bunks.
fine. He's dead, but he does 8 damage. So I take out 8 troops down here.
Bunks.
So it's going to be.
Sack.
I don't think it's going to happen actually. 5, 8.
I don't think it's going to happen either. But I want one of those 2-point flags.
2 of them
They
takes
really got
that
to
out.
blast past you in the last round.
2 and oh, sorry. And these do 1. Oh, I forgot. As a pair, do 1 extra damage. So that's even wiped out. That's going to be 3 damage total down here. So that's 3, and then 2 of them is 2. So that's just 1 little swordsman down here, and then 4 of these get taken out. But there's still this one's going to come marching on in.
Yes, he is.
And then these guys will jump off the wall during my movement phase.
Yep.
Pope, 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 pope. And they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if I move anyone else because the turrets are going to take out the rest. He's going to do a damage to this wall. He's going to do damage to this wall.
They're going to wound 3 of your guys.
Yep.
You're going to take out those guys.
Yep.
You survived.
Yep. I did it.
I'm disappointed.
Woo! No east wall. I'm telling you, it's a perfect strategy.
People are going to believe you. Stop it.
Yeah, it's working out pretty great.
There's variance.
Uh-huh.
I also came out of that completely unscathed, but I did not get a flag prize for it. I'm a little cranky.
Because you thought I was going to get sacked.
Yeah, I hoped you were going to get.
Nah, it wasn't going to happen.
Well, you keep not building that wall. But this round, I'm going to blast past you.
That seems likely.
I don't care what it takes.
Okay.
Okay, so make your food, feed your troops.
Yep, I have 5 troops. I produce no food because I have no farms, so here's all 5 of my food.
I make 6 and feed 9, so I'm going to lose 3.
Okay. Seems fine.
Seems fine. All right, get your guys back.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and do the income phase here. I've got another 8.
I have 3, 5, 7? No, that doesn't sound right. I have 6. 6 income for me.
All right.
Still, so now turn order will flip.
Now turn order will flip. And now I will get what's coming to me.
Which is?
Now I'll get my fair share.
Feast Hall goes away.
No, church goes away.
Church goes away. Surgeon goes away.
Surgeon does go away.
New refugees coming out. Let's show what those are. We have the Butcher, our favorite mustache twirling friend. The Butcher, if you are not sacked, gain 3 food.
Where's the food come from?
I don't know. And then the Black Moor Hill Trader, which gives you a bonus on scout this turn. Not bad. Not much endgame gold on either of those, and we're in round 7 now, right?
We are now in round 7.
At the end of this round, we don't have to worry about feeding our troops.
Oh, you do?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, you still need to feed them, because if you don't feed them, they're going to eat your gold.
Oh, man. I don't want them to do that. But I was so close to not having to worry about that.
You thought you'd found a loophole?
I thought I'd found so many loopholes.
Like, would you feed us? No, I'm sorry, the war is over.
Yeah, but sorry. Later.
But we're starving. Yeah, I mean, but the war is over, so...
Yeah. All right, so we have a troop coming from, so it's a hordeman coming from the south. That's going to hit me at level 2. So for folks to see, that's going to be 4 swordsmen, 1 archer. That's coming from the north wall, I should say, which is where I have my turret defenses. And then we have a bunch of other stuff. All right, you're up first.
Yeah, I know.
Did you get your food income?
I did.
Oh,
I made 6 and spent 9.
you have a lot of troops.
I do have a lot of troops. Where will I get more food? Chapel. Get 4 there. I can lock down 8 there. Still not enough for me to do the things I want to do, Alex.
Sorry. I'm not that sorry.
I'm furious. No, I'm not furious. I'm fine. Everything's
Okay.
fine. I'm going to take this quarry action because I still need rocks.
All right. I'm going to come over here to this wood space and get 5 wood.
Oh, you monster. I
What?
should have started with that.
Why didn't
What's
you do
wrong
that?
with me?
I'm also going to run my engine so that heals one of my troops. Scout is going to get me a scout. And I guess I could pay a farm to
I'm going to go
do
to this
one of
traveling
those, but I'm not
merchant
gonna
and
do
I'm going
that.
to sell an iron
Okay.
for 1, 2, 3, 4 gold and 3 food.
Oh, you're going the other way on that.
Yeah, iron.
So why'd you move up? Oh, I see. I get what you did.
Yeah.
I get it.
I sold.
Yeah. Makes
Sold a thing for
it
me.
makes more sense now. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to. So that's the minimum threat for this last round here.
18.
Yes, 18. Boy, if I got more troops, do I have a good ready source of food? I potentially do. If I go over here, I'm going to go to the tech space. And I'm going to get 4 food and 2 gold. Sorry, 5 food for my bonus and 2 gold, please.
2 gold. You got 2 gold.
I got 2 gold from the tech space.
God, I'm so sick of this.
What are you doing now?
I mean, haven't you seen me shaking my fists?
I have
saying
seen
I'm
that.
sick of this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Is that a problem?
No, not really.
I'm gonna scout.
Okay.
Give me that scout 3. Or scout 4 in here by activating my ranger.
Iron is just used in stone turrets, yes? Or other building costs potentially?
I'm sorry, what?
That's fine.
Alright.
I figured it out.
Iron is used in stone turrets, buildings, selling stuff at the traveling merchant.
Yep.
Sometimes it's an activation cost.
Got it.
Ha!
Huh.
Not taking that card.
Uh-oh. Okay. What? Oh, he's showing up. I'm not going to look at the stream to see what the secret
You
thing
were
he showed
looking. I
was.
saw you looking.
I looked at it. Doesn't go update live enough for me to see that. Trust me. All right, I have 3 workers left. I need to do some cool stuff with those 3 workers. Josh is going to upgrade his castle and do cool stuff with that.
You don't know me.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah.
Again, I know I've asked this 2 times now.
Uh-huh.
When I take a stockpile in order to repair this would cost 1 food,
2 food,
2 food, and this one would cost
1 iron.
1 iron. Uh-oh. I don't have that stuff. I mean, I should probably get it, but I don't have it. That's a spot I could go to get iron. Yeah, okay. I'm going to come over here and buy a building. I'm going to pay 3 wood to get a marketplace. I'm going to tap the marketplace to pay 3 coins to get 1 stone and 1 iron. Your turn.
My turn. I know that my last action is going to have to be the stockpile action. So, what do I do? What do I do in the meantime? I can't spend this food. I mean, I could spend this food. I'm going to sow this farm. Protect this farm. I can't actually take that extra troop. I might not be able to feed him. So what am I gonna do with this last action?
What are you going to do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna I'm gonna be so mad that you took that tax base.
Hmm.
Because all I want is to try and pass you in money. But if I cannot pass you in money, which it seems like I can't,
You can spend some more money.
I can spend some money. Well, no, I was gonna say I can spend some money to make sure I don't get sacked, but because this is gonna be my base score coming into the last round,
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I just want to throw that away.
That's fair.
So,
What you gonna do?
I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to protect all my farms by taking a granary action, filling this up, protecting the rest, and then tap the idol for an extra 2. Boom. I'm also going to spend this iron on hiring another troop.
Oh wow, that's a lot of troops. But you do have the food to do it for sure.
I got the food to do it.
And all 4 farms are protected, so seems like no problem.
No
In the
problem.
meantime, Captain No Farm over here.
You know
is,
that farms are with points at the end of the game, right?
I didn't know that.
I don't think I told you.
No, you didn't tell me that.
I mean, I did put it on your cheat sheet.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever. I didn't expect to win this anyway, so I'm more just trying to pull off
I
this.
still think you might.
Good. Excellent.
And I'm going to stockpile over here while you're taking your last action.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about what I'm doing with my life here. I'm so committed to not building a wall over there. I'm gonna have to take stockpile action at some point here. I've got 8 food. I have 5 troops, 2 of whom are still in the hospital. I could heal 1 that way. I could heal 2 the other way, or I could just straight up go with gold and buy more troops to live with. They could be mercenaries, which wouldn't cost me a ton of stuff.
Wouldn't cost you any food either.
Yeah, I actually think that's my best play. I may be wrong, but I'm gonna go there, spend 3 food for me, please. Pick me below you on the threat track.
I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is survive for a couple bonus points. I want a flag so bad.
All right, 5 mercs. Gonna
5
come
mercs.
Live there. I'm also going to, at the same time as all this, tap my granary, spend a food to heal another troop. So at least I have double archer power. This guy's gonna be slacking in the hospital for this last combat. And then you're doing stockpile, I'm assuming, for your last action.
Yep.
I'm doing stockpile for my last action. I'm going to pay 2 food to take the tax man out, put him back in commission, pay an iron to make this vineyard better, even though I really could have used the iron for other things. I don't have enough stone to build that turret anyway, so it's fine. Josh, I think I'm going to be, if I'm all in on the no wall strategy, I gotta be all in on it. I think.
Why?
What do
Who
you
made
why?
that thing?
Here's the thing: I'm short the stone in order to build a good stone wall. I could build a little baby cheap wall over here,
Right.
or I could build a turret on this side. All right, I'm gonna build a wall. But if I lose because I built that wall, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Your choices are functionally equal, right? You're getting 2 additional damage
Right?
or 3 additional defense.
Yeah. Oops. I hope the surge messes you up.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on where the guys come from, right?
Sure.
If they come from the south or the west, you're gonna wish you built that turret. But if they come from the east, you'll be glad you built that wall.
It's a little flimsy wall, but it'll hopefully hold. So these 2 go live here. These live here. That turret goes up there.
Heal one of these guys. I have 2, 4, 6, 8.
And then this stone and this wood I can't really do much with, I don't think.
Yep.
Correct? Just extra superfluous. Oh, I can repair stuff.
And it's not superfluous.
I can repair stuff.
Not only can you repair stuff, but there are goals that require you to have stuff left over, so it's good to have stuff left
Oh.
over.
Yeah, if these get burned down, I'll get that stuff back anyway.
That's true.
These turrets look like they're on the right places. So, cool. I'm going to switch that one to that, though. All right. I've repaired my castle.
And you've assigned your guys.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Wait, no, they're not all going to live in the middle. That doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
All right, we're going to put our archer teams on the flimsiest of walls. I have 1 scout to move some folks around. 1 scout.
4 is where it's at, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. So I think that's my assignment.
Where's this guy?
He's cheating. He's straddling.
No,
the
he's
line.
here. He's on the wood wall. There we go.
Hiding behind the tower.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what he was.
They're on the
planning.
wall. I got four there. I got four there, and I have one on this side, and then I'll move folks around and deal with this if I need to.
All right.
All right. Next up.
Well, let's put those guys on there.
Oh yes.
Guys coming from the
So
north.
yep. We both get 4 swordsmen, 1 archer. 4 swords, 1 archer.
Hey, good news. They don't burn anybody's farms
That's good.
because mine are protected and yours are already gone.
I don't have any farms. Fine. Next up, archers coming from this side.
And
Level 2.
16, 3 archers.
3 archers coming from this side, which is interesting for me. Okay,
All right.
that side.
Ooh,
The Infernal Army.
Ah, that's a bad last
Well,
card.
I did put a wall on that side.
Yeah, we're both hitting that at 20. This is the card that makes the difficulty spike in increments of 10.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get 9 guys on that side, 6 soldiers and 3 archers.
Well, that's where my turrets are, so that's good.
Oh boy,
Okay.
I feel not great.
Is that not gonna be good for you?
I mean, they're gonna pincushion all my guys.
Ah, it's fine.
We'll see. And archers coming from the west.
Oh, that's also fine for me.
3 more archers.
3 more archers.
6 archers on that side. Ugh.
Well,
What's this say? You hope it says leader.
I do.
It does say leader.
Okay.
So first we're going to get a trebuchet. It's coming from the north. It's going to do 3 damage to turrets on that side, starting with your weakest turrets. So 1, 2 takes.
They're
that
both
out.
equivalent?
Sure. Yes.
So is this turret just out of commission, or do I pick a turret, or can I spread the damage?
One of those turrets will take 3 damage and therefore be out of commission. But
Oh,
you can pick which turret.
Well, both aren't great. Not gonna lie, both are bad options for
I'm
me.
going to leave the one alive on the side that has the Infernal Army. That's my choice.
I mean, yeah, the Infernal Army is bad. This turret certainly. Well, this turret affects both, whereas this turret affects these two. I
Also,
don't know, Josh.
I'm going to go ahead and drop 7 extra guys here.
Oh, that's not great for
Yeah,
you.
that's the surge on the leader.
That's not ideal for you at all.
I think there was only one of those left in the deck, and I was banking on not getting that.
Well, I hope you get sacked, because I
Yeah.
might get sacked too. Looking at this, so archers are coming this way. If I take this out, basically these two are going to trade, and this wall will get wiped out very quickly.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
This side, at least I can trade fire here a little bit better.
I agree.
And these can trade, so I think I'm going to take out this turret.
I agree.
Whew. Okay.
All right, and I am definitely going to tap this postern gate to take out a couple of guys. I just got to figure out who I need to take out. I think I'm going to take out these guys.
The
so
archers?
that they don't pincushion those guys.
Yeah. Let me think about this.
And then I'm going to use my 4 scout tokens.
I have 1 scout token, so I can move this one person somewhere. Let's see, we have how much damage down there? We have 2, 5, 7 damage down here. So this is actually already covered. So this is an unnecessary place to have this. So I might as well put this archer over here to kind of help knock that down a bit. Just gonna clear this guy's on this wall. There we go. Okay, I'm set up. It's time for the archery phase.
Archery phase.
Archery phase. I'm going to do 3, 5, 6, 7 damage to the Infernal Army. They're going to do 3 damage back, taking out these 2 mercs and 1 troop. So let me double check that damage. 3, 5, 7. So 6. And that leaves just 2 baby swords folks left. That's pretty good, actually. Then down here, that's going to be 3 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage. That's going to wipe all that out, but he will take out this merc as a last ditch effort before he dies. And then, oh, I'm definitely surviving. Okay, good.
Me too.
This, oh, you are?
I am.
Why? This archery tower is going to take out these 2. Mercs are going to take out these 2. But then the archers are going to fire back and take out these mercs. Movement phase happens. Can move everyone kind of where I want to. There's no reason to move anyone except, oh, these 2 are going to do 2 damage here. This is going to do 1 damage there. And then this is going to blast that. Pew pew. This is going to blast this, and I'm good.
I'm good too. You survived with 3 troops, I survived with 4 troops. Make your food and feed your troops.
Yep.
So I make 8, I feed
I make
11.
none, but I have exactly
He's got
5,
nothing.
and I only have 5.
Perfect.
No food left.
You did that well. I
Yeah.
also fed mine exactly. Oh, flag. I get the flag.
Ah, man. By 1 gold.
By 1 gold. We made food and fed our troops, and then the last thing we do is we score our income one last time so that you're rewarded for whatever you defended.
Got it. So 6 income for me.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
You'll get
6.
7.
And I will get 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that true? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I only get 6.
Oh, because you don't have a turret there.
Yep.
Okay.
Only got 6. And so now we'll move on to our endgame scoring. So points for flags.
I have 8 points for flags.
That's going to bring you to 39. I've got 2, 4, 5 points for flags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me
Yep.
37. Then we do farms. Any surviving farms are worth a point. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-huh.
And then cards in your tableau. So any of
Okay.
these values from the cards that you bought, assuming that they aren't
They're all
damaged
fine.
or wounded.
They're all fine. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 10?
Oh boy, I only got 3.
Sounds right to me. Yeah, I think I did that right.
'Cause I bought a lot of high power stuff that wasn't high on value.
Uh-oh.
So did you say you got 10?
10.
It's going to put you from 39 to 49.
Okay.
And then our secret goals.
So I have most stone in stockpile. I didn't win that one because you had a wall burned down and got stone for that.
Uh-huh.
But how many buildings did you build?
That's a good question. This isn't counting your starting building. So I built the idol and Old John's Forge and the Postern Gate. I built 3.
I built 4, so I do get 2 points for most buildings.
2 points for most buildings, bringing you to 51.
Yep.
I had most troops. I had 11 troops.
Oh, boy.
So I got that for
Yeah,
3.
no doubt.
1, 2, 3.
And?
And then I had most wood in the stockpile,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I do have, for another 2. 1, 2. Still not enough because of the flag deficit. Well done.
I did it! The no east wall strategy.
No! And that's after the Empire.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me tilt up the camera as we wrap this on up. So yeah, run your expert analysis on what happened during this game.
My
Sir
expert
Joshua
analysis?
Blockade. Yeah. Let
Um,
me twist this a little bit so we're both in the frame a bit better.
well, here's the expert analysis.
Yeah.
You, early on,
Yeah.
we kept an equal pace.
Yeah.
So nobody was getting a points advantage early on,
Right.
on the board. But in that time, you were acquiring buildings and refugees that had value, even
Yeah.
though their effects were a little bit lower.
And I was able to heal up a couple points worth of them at the very tail end.
Right. I acquired stuff that gave me bigger powers, but no endgame points, with a plan to kind of jumpstart my engine
Yeah.
and surpass you. And I think it would have worked, save for me forgetting to use the Postern Gate.
That one time.
Getting sacked unnecessarily.
Ugh.
Right, because that's the point where I want to step ahead and then try and maintain that lead so I can make up for the flag deficit that I ended up in the first half of the game by using the powers that I got in the second half of the game. So taking a foolish sacking, I think, is what cost me the game. Getting within 2 points of you feels like a decent enough comeback.
Hey.
And the fact that we each got sacked once, it's pretty typical for a game. At some point there's a misstep or a misassignment and you go, oh no, the guys have just come in such a way that I can't defend it. But I mean, I think as both of us can to attest, it's not a death sentence.
No, certainly not.
You get the tools to come back. Usually you don't win a flag the round after you've got sacked because of where it puts you back to, and I think that's right. Yeah, so I thought this game went really well. We pursued slightly different strategies. You obviously ignored your farms and found other ways to feed your troops, but had effects that were useful to you. I wanted to build a big army, so I took some farm tech that would help me out, and certainly I got a bigger army and got to feed them at the end. Having the most troops goal was something
Big
that
points.
certainly steered that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nice. Games often come down to the wire like this. Not always. You can end up in a position where a late game sacking makes it hard for you to catch up if somebody's defenses are just really smoking you. So there's certainly room for developing different tableaus and playing different strategies. There's certainly sort of next level strategy when you're playing to look at the kind of tableaus that people are playing and evaluate their risk in getting sacked and how aggressive you have to be in trying to fight them for that top spot, or whether it will kind of fall apart on their own. And also knowing how the other characters play, right? The Ranger, I knew I wanted to play sort of combat heavy. She was going to give me food to feed my troops and let me reassign my troops as needed.
If you had taken the Oxcart Teamster, we probably would have seen strategies that were more divergent, where you end up with a full stone castle kind of mid-game, and I end up with a mixed castle but a larger army to defend it, and how those things work out. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of neat interactions. You can look at what's left in the card decks and see that we saw maybe half of those decks, and
Right.
so there's a lot of variance in what can come out and what you can do. It's a game that gives you direction, so you can have a strategy at the beginning, but then also requires you to adapt on the fly based on what's available and cobble together the best dang empire you can from what you've got.
Yeah. Well, and ultimately what helped me was relying on these turrets
Mhm.
and getting a little bit lucky in the rounds where I left that side completely open.
And I love that there's room to do that, right? You're going to flip, once you've reached full capacity, up to 5 cards,
Yeah.
right? And so the average says you're going to get attacked from all sides, but you're not, right?
Yeah.
It's not how averages work.
Sometimes they'll dogpile on one
Right,
side.
they work on an infinite timeline. So you might have a thing where you're only going to get on 2 sides, and that's often great because you're like, cool, if I can move my guys around and defend these 2 sides, that's awesome. Sometimes you're going to get hit on 4 sides, and if you have the ability to move around, I mean, 4 sides is actually best case scenario for defense because people tend to split their troops evenly when they don't know where they're coming from.
Sure.
Worst case for farms. And then when they all pile up on one side, your farms are going to be fine, but you're going to have a real hard time defending that wall, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you have not built turrets. The wall is going to come down, and your troops are going to wait inside, and you're going to hope that the force that is left is not bigger than the force that you have.
Right. Right. And even if you survive all of that, you're going to have an awful lot of folks in the hospital.
Mhm. Yeah, and so obviously we like the variance of that, right? We want this to be a surprise, and we want the scout tokens to be the way that you mitigate that surprise if that's not what you're in for. But we also indicate with the board down there that there's a sort of granularity to this, right? Every time you hit another even number, life gets harder. Every time you hit a tens place, it gets real hard. And there's a mathematical kind of formula behind that that will tell people in the rule book, right? It says anytime you get 2 more gold, the game gets 4% more difficult,
Mhm.
right? And so it's at such a point that when you reach 40, the game is throwing 100% of what it's got at you. And, you know, I like jockeying for the flag, but I also have this fear that it's like, if we're sitting here and I'm at 18 and you're at 19, I'm certainly going to move ahead of you and go to 20.
Yeah.
Right? If we're sitting here and I'm at 29 and you're at 30, that's a much harder choice for me because then I just got to think, can he handle what's coming at 30? And there are times when you can, and there are times when you can't. The last game I played of this, one player pushed up to 33 in the last round.
Mm.
And I was like, I'm the second place player, and I don't need to worry about him. He's most likely going to get sacked. Most of the cards hit him at this level. I'm not worried about it. And 2 of the cards that came out there were a 36 and a 38. So he avoided the worst possible part of that. And then I thought, oh no, it's all gone wrong. But yeah, I mean, I like that. I like it. It gives you the element to push your luck. And I like that if you push your luck too far, you get penalized. But it's not a death sentence, right? I
Yep.
want to be able to come back, and most of the times I can, to win it or to be at least as competitive as we ended up.
Right.
Yeah.
Certainly a close game.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's after the Empire.